Imagine this, it's Monday morning, you walk into the office ready for a fresh cup of coffee, but as you approach the communal coffee pot, your heart sinks. It's empty. Again, who left it like that? Sound familiar? This, my friends, is a classic example of the tragedy of the commons. We've all been there, right? That shared resource taken for granted until it's gone. We see it in the break room, the supply closet, even the office printer. But this seemingly mundane problem offers a glimpse into a powerful concept with far reaching implications. This essay explores the tragedy of the commons through the lens of game theory. We'll unpack the theory, explore real world examples in the workplace, and most importantly, discuss how we can avoid these pitfalls. So, buckle up, grab your thinking caps, and maybe a fresh cup of coffee, and let's dive in. The tragedy of the commons is a concept that originated in economics. It describes a situation where individuals acting in their own self interest deplete a shared resource. This happens even when it's clearly not in anyone's long term best interest. Think of a common pasture shared by herdsmen. Each herdsman, acting rationally, will add more and more cattle to graze. After all, more cattle mean more profit for them. But as each herdsman follows this logic, the pasture becomes overgrazed and eventually unusable for everyone. This is the tragedy. Game theory provides a framework for understanding this dynamic. It's all about how individuals make decisions when the outcome depends not only on their choices but also on the choices of others. In the tragedy of the commons, each individual makes the rational choice to maximize their own gain. However, this leads to a collective outcome that is worse for everyone in the long run. Now, you might be thinking, okay, pastures and herdsmen, that's interesting. But what does this have to do with my workplace? Well, the truth is, the tragedy of the commons plays out in countless ways in the modern workplace. Remember that empty coffee pot? That's a classic example. Each person uses the last drop without refilling, assuming someone else will. The result? No coffee for anyone. But it goes beyond coffee. Think about shared resources like office supplies, meeting rooms, or even the company budget. Overuse, hoarding, or simply a lack of consideration for others can deplete these resources, leading to frustration, inefficiency, and ultimately a less productive work environment. Section 4. Avoiding the tragedy. Cooperation is key. So the question is, how do we avoid falling victim to the tragedy of the commons? The answer, simply put, is cooperation. We need to shift our thinking from me to we. This means being mindful of our own consumption and considering the needs of others. It means taking responsibility for shared resources and contributing to their maintenance. Simple actions like refilling the coffee pot, returning supplies, or booking meeting rooms fairly can make a big difference. Clear communication and established guidelines can also help to prevent overuse and ensure everyone is on the same page. Section 5. Beyond the break room, the bigger picture. The tragedy of the commons is more than just a workplace phenomenon, it has implications for how we manage shared resources on a global scale, from our oceans and forests to our air and water. By understanding the dynamics of this concept, we can start to make more informed decisions about how we use and protect these vital resources. We can advocate for policies that promote sustainability and encourage cooperation. The next time you encounter an empty coffee pot, don't just curse under your breath. See it as a reminder that our individual actions have consequences and that by working together, we can create a more sustainable and prosperous future for everyone. So, what are your thoughts? How have you seen the tragedy of the commons play out in your own life? Share your experiences and let's continue the conversation.